Hey, welcome to Dr. M's Lounge. And this lounge is special for those people who had first appeared on my Dr. M's podcast. And you have to earn, you have to earn the invitation to be on the lounge. And Reiko Kano did by coming on my episode, and where she spoke about the real reason why TPS conquered the world. That was the amazing episode that we have. And you're welcome to David Fitzpatrick. I'm going to call you Dave. Okay, yes. You're welcome to the launch. And congratulations, both of you, co-founders of Zenkai Improvement Partnership. Hooray, and it's a great day today, and congratulations. Now, we would like to hear a lot about it because the word itself, Zenkai. I know I got a word Zen, KAIZEN on one side and Hensai on the other side. But what does Zenkai mean? Just take this across to us. And before that, you all know yourself better than I do. So I will leave it to each one of you to introduce yourself. So we go, and permit me, we prefer the ladies first. The lady Reiko-san. You go ahead, introduce yourself, and then we go to Dave. Dave, you can take it forward, introduce yourself, and tell us what is this all about, Zenkai. The Zenkai awakening in Japan. Hooray, here comes Zenkai spirit to conquer the world. Go ahead, Reiko, all yours.
Thank you, Dr. M. I am Reiko Kano, and I was one of the interpreters for the first TPS seminar in the United States, held in Hartford, Connecticut, back in 1987. And so I was one of the interpreters there. And since that time, I've been working across the world, working side by side with the Japanese consultants. So I've been doing this for over 30 years now.
Great. And you worked with the legends, Reiko, and I know that. You spent time the last few years with Taiichi Ohno, and last few years with Shingo, and the entire professional life of Iwata-san, you were with him.
Yes.
So we're looking forward to all the learnings and the legacies of the legends that you bring with you to Zenkai.
Zenkai, yes.
Thank you for that. We'll go into greater details on these learnings and taking forward the legacies of these legends, Taiichi Ohno, Iwata-san, Shingo. You're amazing, and nice to have you as a professional friend and a personal friend, Reiko. Dave, go ahead.
Okay. Well, Dr. M, thank you very much for inviting us here today.
Yeah, reveal two things. Something about you, and I read about you, and you have done amazing work in your consultancy business and entrepreneurship, and lived so long in Japan, where people just go in and out, but you decided to stay over there. And we'd like to hear from you and how you all got together and evolved this concept, or not evolved, you discovered it and imbibed in Zenkai Partnership Improvement. Go ahead, Dave, all yours.
Well, thank you, Dr. M. I appreciate being here today with Reiko-san on your show and speaking to all of your network. And my name's Dave. I've been here in Japan for 29 years, and like Reiko, I'm also an interpreter, among other things. And I was lucky over the last, little over a decade or so to have a lot of work connecting with Toyota and Toyota senseis, both retired and even a couple who are active, and either traveling with them or working with them very closely to spread the TPS message around the world. And in the course of doing that, I've realized that there's a lot of mixed messaging out there around what improvement is. I'm not claiming to know the secret sauce and know how to do it all, but with Zenkai, Reiko and I last year started talking about creating opportunities for people to come here to Japan and have access to a lot of great content that they wouldn't otherwise have access to, that we've been very fortunate over the last, in my case, a little over 10 years, and with Reiko-san, a little over 30 years to meet these people and move in their circles and learn from them. And we thought it was a unique opportunity for us to use our language skills, our experience, and our network to offer those experiences to people around the world who maybe want to come to Japan and see something a little bit different than the standard offering that is out there. So we've started Zenkai from last fall. We're really getting going here this spring, but the idea is to power up our initiatives around, spreading the TPS word to the world, and not only TPS, but other best management practices that we see here in Japan that other people would definitely find value in. So that's the motivation behind Zenkai getting going.
Great. Now, just tell me, what is Zenkai, and how did you arrive at this word Zenkai? And both you interpreters, let me not lose myself during interpretation, so I hope I understand it. What does Zenkai mean? Take it away, any one of you. What
Reiko,
is
please.
Zenkai?
Zenkai can mean a few things, but Zenkai, Zen means fully or whole, and then Akai means open. So fully opened is one meaning, and then well, you can explain a few more,
Yeah,
or please tell them the story of the
sure.
Oita Prefecture, and then the story about the tunnel.
I will do that, yeah. So
Yeah.
Zenkai, as Reiko just explained, Zenkai in one commonly used meaning means fully opened, fully exposed. If you're a car's accelerator, full throttle, going full in on something, and giving it your all is the connotation. Depending on the Chinese character, the kanji that you use, it can have different meanings. It can also mean an organization for the betterment of everyone, a gathering of people trying to improve. There's lots of different interpretations for the kanji, and we're not trying to connect ourselves with just one meaning for the term Zenkai, because it has many good positive meanings. And I happen to live in Western Japan in a prefecture called Oita, and there's a long story here from history about 250 years ago about a Buddhist monk named Zenkai, who moved to this mountain village that had a rather beautiful but treacherous river running through the village. And for the villagers to get to a certain shrine, they had to do a perilous walk up a cliff edge and over this rocky face of the mountain. And people unfortunately fell off and into the river and met their demise many times. And Zenkai, when he was there, he thought, well, I can do something about this. And he took it to himself to start boring a tunnel through this mountain face using only a simple hammer and a chisel. And of course, the villagers thought he was, foolish for even undertaking such a thing that, might have no end in sight, which, is kind of a link to continuous improvement.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, over the course of 34 years, he completed his tunnel. He built a bypass for the villagers to, walk safely and, to be able to improve the transport and flow of goods and materials in and out of the village. And, his is a story of perseverance and stick-to-itiveness and not giving up despite maybe some pushback from the people around you. And I think that kind of message really will resonate with with people in the improvement or the KAIZEN business, because we all want to persevere, we all want to push through and get to the other side and complete the project, even though there's naysayers, there's people around us who might doubt that we're going to have success. But the story of Zenkai is also an inspiration for the name we've chosen for the company.
So, Reiko, how is
Yes.
it? What gap are you trying to fill up between the current existing concept of Kaizen, of Kayakuku, as they call it? And what I like about it, what Dave said, is the perseverance,
Yes.
the persistence, the total commitment of the story of this gentleman, that he took his own time. He didn't implode the place, break the mountains, explode the place, which is not the technology which says we want to do it immediately, we want to see the results immediately. He took his own time. He knew the direction, he knew that it is towards certain things, and he had the common good for all built into that story, that he wanted to help the community. And he said he's going to put a total commitment. The best I hear you saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, that's the story that I captured. The Zenkai, what you all want to follow as improvement partners, is that you know that it's going to take time, but you know that you have it in you and the spirit of community across the globe. It's not limited to Japan, but the true spirit of Zenkai and the true spirit what collectivism in Japan brings, and to understand that better. So it is Zenkai Awakening through Zenkai Improvement Partners. Go ahead, Reiko. What is the gap that you're going to fill? If there is a gap.
There is a gap between Kaizen and Kaikaku? Is it what you're asking me? Or
No, between the current practices of
current practice?
Yeah, because it was you who told me that Iwata-san did tell you that we preach TPS, but
Right.
they said adopt it, you can't copy TPS. And Iwata-san, as you told me, was very clear that you can't copy TPS, but to adopt his paradigms, his philosophies, and practices to suit your people, process, and the culture of the organization. Yeah. I presume this legacy of Iwata-san is what Zenkai improvement practitioners would try to take it forward.
Actually,
I'm just connecting what Reiko and Dave, you narrated, and I presume that that is the thing. So just clarify whether my presumption is correct or not.
The name Shingijutsu, well, this is what I heard from Iwata-san, and why he names the company Shingijutsu. And Shingijutsu is directly translated as new technology. But you may think he's talking about something high-tech or something computerized or anything. But what he meant by new technology is to have his clients develop their own production system, and that is a Shingijutsu, a new technology or new culture for his clients. But what he wanted to say is not to bring the advanced technology to the company. What he wanted to say was how important it is for the companies to create their own production system based on Toyota production system. So exactly as you said, you shouldn't never copy, or you can't copy TPS. But what's even more important is to take good things about the production system and then use them to make your own company better in your own way. So that's the message Iwata wanted to convey.
Yeah, Dave, to you, one of the things that I liked you saying was, fair enough, the lighthouse, maybe the TPS production system. But then with your decades in Japan, you would have realized that Toyota may be the lighthouse, but there are many good practices and many other practices in Japan and Japanese industry that you are going to take it in your Zenkai movement. It is not just TPS focused, but all the good practices. That's what I liked about what you said. All the good management practices, all the good production practices across not only Toyota, but all the other organizations that you have been a consultant to, or you have been working in Japan. So that's what you're going to bring in, Dave.
Yep. Well, thank you for bringing that point up again, because it's important to note that, I mean, TPS is huge. And, I would say 70-80% of the people who come to Japan on study tours or study missions, whatever you name it, they want to do a deep dive into Toyota. And that's a very important thing to do if you're in Japan, if you have access to that content. But it's not the only thing. There are some amazing companies here that are not related to TPS, that have their own operation system, their management systems, the way they, I guess, develop and train their in-house resources, their assets, if you will, their people, how they get people-centric, and how they build for the future of their organization, which is a message I found that, you know, I'm Canadian. I found that there's some companies in Canada that ignore that and just hire in externally anytime they need somebody, and they're not really giving themselves that strong foundation of growth and development up through the organization that a lot of companies in Japan do. Companies here are very good at retaining very good people. And I think it's one advantage that some companies here have over maybe, you know, in other countries. But it's, yeah, again, like you said, Dr. M, it's not about just teaching all Toyota for, you know, a week-long visit to Japan. There's some amazing content, amazing experiences to be had here in the field of healthcare, in the field of service industry, aviation, manufacturing, processing. There's some wonderful examples out there, and Reiko and I want, you know, to give people access to that.
So Rico, all these years of being in the continuous improvement movement, what is the different approach that Zenkai, and this to both of you, the Zenkai improvement partners is going to bring to us, to the continuous improvement community globally? And you are going to operate from Japan. Both of you have been, you are a native. He is probably a naturalized citizen. And I envy Dave because I also wish I can come over there and get naturalized. But I enjoyed all my 3 visits to Japan, and I've seen a lot of it, and I love that country. And I can sync with it, being from India, a lot of thoughts over there. So over to Rico, and both of you, is what's something new? What is the Zenkai awakening, the freshness in the approach that we have not yet got, because we have, many of us have got stagnated in a lot of terminologies like lean, fake lean, this lean, that lean. And there are a lot of terminologies that has come about, but conceptually, I presume and I hope both of you would try to go to basics and let us know what is the refreshing environment or the refreshing thoughts you're going to bring about. And that's why, Dave, thanks for bringing up this concept of Zen, and Rico of saying it is Zenkai awakening that you are going to spread across the world through your work. So both of you take it on. What is Zenkai awakening, and what is a fresh approach which does not appear to be there?
And I would say, yeah, we say what's good is good anyway. They are all good things in the world. But it's very important for us to acquire the skill to see what's really good for you and what's not good for you. And also we talk about change. And it's very important to change and make changes. But it's also important for us to know or identify what to be changed and what not to be changed. And there's the philosophy we all received from the ancestors. I mean, other people like Taiichi Ohno or the Yoshiki Iwata, they left us all good philosophy or philosophical way of thinking. And Mr. Iwata called TPS, Ohnoism. There are a lot of isms and the philosophical parts, and that's something not to be changed. But learning from what those people did, or what predecessors did, and we have to create something new. And then we will, Dave and I have started talking about the developing the more holistic program in the future, and putting all good things and to make the company or make the workplace better for anybody working for the organization. So, and that's something we are going to do for the future. But to start with, and we said, and we should organize other tours to Japan. And there are a lot of providers, tour providers now, but they all take people to some companies, and then and people just have a good time and enjoy Japanese food, and then they talk about the Japanese bullet train that leaves on time, and they appreciate those things. But and what's even more important, and for the participants of our tours, is to leave Japan with full commitment to do things when they go back to their own company. And let me share what Mr. Iwata said at the end of every seminar he conducted. And he said, well, you participated in this seminar. When you go back to your own company, don't write a report to submit to your boss. Go to Gemba and start taking actions immediately. That should be your report. So, and I would like to bring that kind of attitude to other people in the, the lean community. It can be called a lean community, or whatever you call it.
Dave, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Rico. There are a lot of takeaways to me from that, and which resonates with what two people that I admire. One is Sensei Masaki Imai, and Sensei Hijame, if I pronounce it right. Hijame said, "Do it, don't think." So one of the things that Sensei Masaki Imai also said was, "Go ask the process." And he said, "Sensei Gemba is the sensei of all the senseis. Go to the Gemba," and he said, "Learn how to ask the process." And thanks for bringing it. That go to visit Japan, come back, and your report should be the work that you're doing. Gemba, have I got that right, Rico?
Yes.
Hey, Dave. To me, what I heard Rico saying is a new definition of transformation. Transformation, what we understand, or as it is projected now, is a complete change from a caterpillar to the butterfly, a caterpillar to a butterfly. What Rico just told me is there are some things that needs to be critically changed. Okay.
Yep.
However, there are certain things that has been there as the anchor to your organization that should be retained. That can't be changed. That should not be changed.
Right.
So that's what I heard. So is that the definition of transformation you have in mind, both of you, or it is Dr. M's interpretation? And I'm a very bad interpreter.
Oh, I like that thing. I like your interpretation.
Yes, I love your analogies, Dr. M. And
Right.
the caterpillar to the butterfly analogy, of course, it's perfect. It's a change, it's a transformation, and it comes out with a beautiful thing in the end, which is, changes over time become a transformation. And I would argue that some companies don't need a transformation. They just need a few changes. What's good is good. I mean, the fact that they're doing business and surviving means that something good is going on. Don't disrupt that. Keep the good and change the bad. And it's not so much changing, but another word that I like is adapt. You have to adapt because the environment around us is changing all the time. Change happens outside of your control, but adapting is a choice. So you make a choice to rise up and face the changes by choosing to adapt. And, adapt, there's a catalyst for adapting. You have a stronger competitor who suddenly shows up. You have another country producing, similar products very close to you geographically that is now a threat. There's lots of changes that are necessary because of catalysts around you, and you cannot control them. So there's no organization that can, carry on their business without having a mindset that we have to adapt to challenges as they present themselves, and keeping it simple and doing what you have to do while maintaining and maybe improving the things you already do well is a message I'd like to get out, because I find that is a core message in the Toyota production system and in a lot of other Japanese companies here. Rise up to the challenges that are around you and adapt. And they've had to do that for centuries.
Yeah, and what they like what you said about adaptation and the change is the rate of change or the rapidity at which things are changing around you is far more greater than what used to happen decades ago. So therefore, I think the message that I hear you saying that Zenkai is going to help you to adapt yourself quickly, flexibly, because before you know that if you're not that flexible or that aware, that is the Zenkai awareness, that you're aware that things are changing. If you don't adapt yourself to that, you will not even know where you are when the change takes over you or the environment takes over you. And that's what I like about what you said about awareness and being adaptive. And I think isn't that the key to TPS, of being flexible?
Right.
And that's many of the tools that are made to become flexible. So any final words from you? Any punchlines of Zenkai improvement partners? I'm not going to call it ZEP because zip means to zip it up. No, we're going to open it up, right? So we're going to open the zip and spread the word of Zenkai awakening to the world. Any last words from you or any taglines from you?
Just a couple of last things there, Dr. M. We're kind of running under the banner, the slogan, if you will, committed to change. We want to change some things. We want to have some value add for the community that's out there. I mean, that's the lean community, the agile community, just the improvement community, the Kaizen community. And we want to open up opportunities for people all over the world, consultants everywhere, from Denmark to South Africa, to India, everywhere, to be able to tailor make a program, a week of studying here in Japan with some of the best companies that are benchmarking in their own industries, including certification courses for certain programs, and have people all over the world tailor make a program for their clients and the people in their sphere of influence, so they can also get a chance to come here and see what it is we're talking about. So we're committed to changing, and we're committed to helping people change, of course, for the better.
Yeah, what I like about what Dave said and Rico, what he said is when you say open up, you're not in a competitive mindset at all. You're more in the collaborative mindset. You're not competing with all these people who are taking the Japanese tour, who are in that, but you are collaborating with them. So what I heard you saying is you're not cutting the same pie. You are enlarging the pie for the common good of all. Am I right in understanding that? That your mission is probably, as you said, changed so that the pie, we don't cut the same pie, but we collaborate and make the pie bigger so that all of us can enjoy the pie and everything that Japan brings with it.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
cultural effects,
Yes.
the approach, etc. So it's basically a global approach of collaboration rather than competition. Am I right in understanding the Zenkai awakening, Rico?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. What we want is collaboration and not competition. We are not competing with anybody. We are not trying to steal the market from anybody. And then we would like to either make the market itself or either make the pie grow, just as you said, Dr. M.
Yeah, and I think we got to stop thinking just about pies, because there's cakes, there's cookies, there's scones, there's ice cream, there's brownies, there's lots of other sweet content out there that we can share with everyone, and it's not at all about trying to get some part of the existing market that's out there. We want to create something new opportunities, and share, and I think we'll
Dave, I like what you said. There's a lot of mischief in what you said. It is not PIE or TPS. There's a bigger thing called cookies and chocolates, everything available in Japan, and you would like them to taste everything and not just the pie, right?
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Nice talking to Zenkai Improvement Partners, the founders. Congratulations. We look forward to y'all. And please let us know when are you declaring it open, or just open, I think, from last autumn, right?
Yeah, well, we started the ball moving last autumn. It took a little while to, get some things out there, but our first actually official Zenkai event will be happening in May in Canada. Actually, we'll be doing a week-long study course with Toyota Sensei, a good friend of mine, and we'll be doing a master class in the east coast of Canada. But our business here in Japan has started. Our homepage is being developed right now and will be up and running on April 6th or 7th. And then we just hope to, hit the ground running a little bit faster. I know I
Okay,
could use a little
so you are going to expand your scope from understanding the study tours in Japan to even building up courses that will help the global community?
Oh yes, yeah. The idea is to find the content and connect it to people in, like I say, whoever needs content to help their organization or their clientele to better understand something or to move some kind of project forward. We'll take the content to them, if the need is there. So we're very fluid. We can go anywhere.
Oh, great. And thank you very much, Rico and Dave. I've literally opened a new window to get fresh air and being in this for the last 40 years. I feel the freshness. I feel the reassured commitment that I have been longing for. We are not stagnated, and we are going to get a lot of refreshing movements from the Zenkai Improvement Partners. I'm looking forward for a lot of education from you all and making many of us dream come true. We'll see a new world of continuous improvement professionals across the globe. All the best, congratulations, and we will be with you to support you the very way that you want us to support you. We're with you. We want certain refreshing thoughts, certain fresh air. We need a lot of oxygen. We got to remove a lot of toxic thing that has come into the climate. So we are not talking about climate change. We are talking about a climate change in this community, in the continuous improvement community of getting fresh thoughts and fresh approach. Thank you very much for being there for us. And God bless us. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Take
Thank you
care.
very much.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.